absence of gender equality means a huge loss of human potential and significant costs for the development of all. I acknowledge the challenging context in which this important work is being carried out at the moment.
The Assistant Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Honourable Vuniwaqa, the High Commissioner of New Zealand, Mr. Jonathan Kerr, the Acting High Commissioner of Canada, Mr. Nicholas Sabarin, the EU Ambassador, Mr. Sujiro Sim, members of the Diplomatic Corps, development partners, permanent secretaries, Deputy Police Commissioner for Fiji, senior civil servants, leaders from women's rights, civil society, and faith-based organizations, and I'd like to particularly mention Ms. Nalini Singh, heading the Fiji Women's Rights Movement, which will be a CSO partner for this initiative. The head of UN Women's Multi-Country Office, Ms. Sandra Benclau, CSO partners for the ICD, development partners, ladies and gentlemen. We've waited a long time for today, and I'm just as excited as everybody has been engaged in this. I'd like to acknowledge, first of all, our development partners for making this significant whole-of-government initiative possible. Amongst those, please allow me to extend the Government of Fiji's sincere gratitude to the Government of New Zealand and the Government of Canada. I'd also like to recognize the valuable cooperation with the Fiji Women's Rights Movement as a technical partner. Colleagues, in 2020, we commemorated 25 years since the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, amidst the unprecedented challenges of a global health pandemic accompanied with economic crisis, natural disasters, and increasing violence against women and girls that imperils progress for gender equality. The challenges we face are interconnected and cannot be addressed in isolation. We all expected Beijing Plus 25 to help us celebrate our gains, accelerate gender equality commitments, partnerships, and resources, and strengthen accountability for the work ahead. I firmly believe that we cannot waver, we cannot desist from this. On that note, I'm delighted to highlight that the Gender Transformative Institutional Capacity Development's overall goal is to create an enabling environment to ensure integration of all women and girls' needs, interests, concerns, contributions, and perspectives into policies, strategies, programs, and budgets across our government. The ICD is led by the Ministry of Women, Children, and Poverty Alleviation in close partnership with the Ministry of Economy. Colleagues, the ICD is a whole-of-government initiative with an emphasis on strengthening technical knowledge, skills, competence, and resources on transformative gender analysis and mainstreaming and gender-responsive budgeting and planning, along with the establishment of effective coordination and accountability mechanisms across our government. I'd also like to elaborate that the ICD is premised on an evidence-based gender transformative capacity development approach, which examines and tackles the social norms, attitudes, and social systems that are often the root causes of gender equality in a society. Colleagues, the ICD, within the 2020-2021 fiscal year, will be initially rolled out across 9 agencies as pilots, of which 8 are government institutions and 1 is a key disciplinary force, engaging 140 government officials. Noting the reflections and lessons learned from the implementation of the pilot phase, the ICD will then be implemented to the remaining government agencies. One of the important features of the ICD is also the establishment of new institutional structures and coordination mechanisms. Gender Mainstreaming Action Groups, in short, GMAG, will be established in line ministries and respective agencies, replacing the previous system of gender focal points. GMAGs are expected to act as catalysts to assist the process of transformative gender mainstreaming and gender-responsive budgeting and planning, while aiming to progress, coordinate, and support the implementation, monitoring, and reporting on gender equality commitments. GMAGs are led by a permanent secretary and include members from all the line departments at director and principal level of respective government agencies. I'm excited to share too that ICD key outputs include capacity need assessments, gender analysis, and a series of sector and context-specific knowledge products, training workshops, on-job trainings, coaching, and most importantly, gender mainstreaming action plans and gender budget statements. The government of Fiji acknowledges that gender equality lies at the heart of the 2030 Agenda, which asserts gender equality as both a fundamental human right and a necessary foundation for a peaceful, prosperous, and sustainable world if the Sustainable Development Goals and targets are to be reached by 2030 with no one left behind. With this important message in mind, I'm delighted to open the official launch of the Gender Transformative Institutional Capacity Development. Colleagues, our discussion today and close collaboration and concrete actions in the months ahead can lead the way to gender equality outcomes for all Fijian women and girls. But that outcome will depend a lot on collaboration, the continuous collaboration, commitment from all government agencies that are involved in this exercise. I see a number of permanent secretaries in the room and key senior government officials. Your individual support to this, open up your doors to the technical expertise that will be knocking in a few weeks' time. I ask for your cooperation, for your support. This is not only for government, for all Fijian women and girls out there. And I thank you already for your support ahead. Vuniwaqa.